fun to hear the pads pop. We got to get some of that going the last 2 days, but it was really intense today. Tomorrow's really an off day for our guys, so it was pretty high strain today. Right, guys had to put a lot of effort and leave it on the field. A lot of competitive periods. I really thought the offense dominated team run, and then the defense came back and really dominated third down. Some good competition in the red area as well. So overall, really good day.
You use that word strain a lot. Like, what does strain mean to you, and what are you looking for that looks like strain?
Yeah, to become great, you got to do hard things, and you got to do hard things consistently, right? I think Brad Stevens had a saying just a couple days ago we came across on Twitter or whatever, and it was speaking something similar to that. But if I want to be good at doing something, I got to do something, but not just do it. I got to do it hard. I got to do it intense. It takes a level of intensity, so that's what we're looking for on the field.
When you say that the offense dominated team run, is that maybe the offensive line had a pretty good day?
Yeah, O-line, our backs, we created some explosives that weren't necessarily just big plays. They could also end up being touchdowns.
You're gonna have a couple of scrimmages the next few Saturdays.
Yeah, we'll be popping pads here the next few Saturdays.
What are you looking for this next week now that pads are on at this point? What do you want this next week up to that next scrimmage of?
Yeah, just continue to grow and get better. We're not picking units yet. We're not quite to that point. We're still trying to evaluate where guys fit. And we want, again, to play as many guys as we possibly can. So trying to figure out who's above the line and who's below the line. And then if they're below the line, can we get them above the line?
The bold vision that you and Rob both referenced was yesterday a component of that, and can you sort of speak to the Big Ten news?
Yeah, I think, first off, I think our players are really excited about that. I mean, I think it's an exciting opportunity for us. We talk about what are we looking for at this university and the way that we recruit on a national level, multiple time zones, playing against the best of the best. That's something our guys were really, really excited about. Obviously, it's not really our focus right now. Right, we got an entire season to play. This is about 2023 season. It's what we want to attack, but I think that creates a unique student-athlete experience for our guys moving forward, and certainly sets us up. Really appreciate Rob, administration, all the people at the top that did a great job looking out for the future of Oregon. I think that really protects us.
When were you confident that was going to be the end destination of all this?
I was confident from the beginning that our administration, our staff here would make the best decision for Oregon, and I think that's what obviously that we did. We made the best decision for Oregon.
What's the best way for you guys to take advantage of tomorrow? What do you want them to get out of it?
Yeah, big recovery day. We'll have a recovery car wash where we'll get a lot of work, muscle, like tension relief, a little bit of yoga, some ice bath. We'll have some meeting time that we can take advantage of, but a little bit of time off of our feet.
You talked about it being the best decision that Oregon made. What do you feel like did make it the best decision?
Yeah, I just think that, when you come here, you're looking for an opportunity to continue to compete against the best. And I think there's no secret that there's really great teams and great competition in that league. I think it's a league that means more than just football. I think obviously academically it brings a certain prestige. And then the fact that it hits every single part of the United States is big for us because we are a team that is a national brand. We should be seen across the nation.
What has been the immediate recruiting impact in terms of, all right, you're not going to get a commitment over it instantly, but in terms of reception and meeting and trying to expand recruiting footprint because you can't just...
Yeah, more than anything, clear direction, right? We have really clear direction right now. It's not the what ifs, it's not the where are. It's really clear where we're going to be in the future and how we're set up for long term.
Were there messaging on the trail last year that was, when there was that uncertainty, maybe even Southern California, of teams who did have certainty, things that they were using against you that is now on a level playing field?
Yeah, everybody's always going to recruit hard against us. Ultimately, we're not really concerned about everybody else. We have a great option to sell here, and it's only stronger now because of what happened yesterday.
How does it change your philosophy with talking with Rob about non-conference scheduling in particular, Dan? Because, like, for instance, FCS games may or may not be allowed in certain years and stuff. So how does that impact, like, who you want to schedule with all of realignment, not just where you are, but where other teams are now?
Yeah, I haven't even made that far. We're in day 4 of practice. We want to play great teams. We want to continue to play great teams. I know Oregon State's a great example of a game that we would love to keep. We want to get that opportunity to continue to play against them. I think it means a lot to people in this state. That's something we want, but it's also a little bit out of our control now. We have to see how the chips fall. But it's the furthest thing from my mind right now. It's about the 2023 team.
You're evaluating players. Obviously, you're evaluating everyone, but those young players, what, the freshmen that are coming in, what do they need to do, in this month to see the field game one?
Yeah, a lot of it starts with just hitting the reset button and not letting one mistake be the next mistake and the mistake after, right? You're going to make some mistakes, especially early, but being able to hit the reset button and keep going on. One thing that's distinctly different this fall compared to last fall is we didn't have the bodies to even go 2-spot practice, right? We had to go 7-on-7 on one field and team 11-on-11 practice on the other field. We have that now. We have a deeper team. We have more players that can play and are available. So that's allowing those younger players to develop quicker.
Are there any
freshmen who have stood out to you in that sense, just their preparation, attention to detail?
Probably a little early now to say that. Cole Martin's a guy that gets up here every single morning early, spends a lot of time in his craft, and it's really showing up. Mateo's a guy that's done that. Tatum Tuioti had 2 really big plays yesterday. There's some young guys on offense. Austin Novosad's made huge strides since the spring to now. But there's a lot of guys that have really stood out, and there's a lot of guys putting in extra work.
What impact, if any, does the schedule of this year, by comparison to last year, have on those young guys? We talk about like preparing for the opener last year is going up against a juggernaut and a reigning champion versus, I'm not speaking down at Portland State, but a young guy might believe they'd have an earlier opportunity.
No, yeah, and I think everyone that we want to recruit, they all believe they have opportunities, right? But it's about the opportunity they take advantage of. We don't prepare different based on the first opponent. We got to work really hard based on whoever we're playing, and if you're ready to play, you will, right? It's our job to help get some of those guys ready to play if they can help us. So we'll see how that comes. It's too early right now to put a timestamp on that.
Roderick Pleasant's speed is, I think, pretty extraordinary. Has that shown itself? And I know some of the teammates have said that he gained their respect pretty early.
Yeah, he can run, right? There's no secret he can run, and he's a perfectionist. He wants to do everything right. So he's hard on himself at times because of that. As long as he continues to focus and grow, I think he's going to be a great player for us for a long time to come.
What are 2 or 3 traits that a true freshman corner would have to show or needs to show to be able to take the field at any point as a true freshman? But I mean, again, go back to last year's opener, true freshman played against you guys in the season opener. So what is that kind of guy have to
perform
show?
at a high level, right? I mean, you could put a lot of different things on it. Perform at a high level. What's important at corner? You got to be able to defend the ball, play it when it's in the air, stay on top, make tackles, right? Make plays. But that's really at any position. That the level's not based on if you're a freshman or a senior. It's based on your level of performance. If you perform at a high enough level, you'll play.
You mentioned Austin elevating his place in spring. Talk about that competition with he and Ty, and I know Bo said it's open to all 3, even though he's the incumbent.
Yeah, I just think all 3 of those guys are going out there to work. We're trying them with different groups each time, and it's hard as a quarterback to get in a sync and a rhythm when you're working with a bunch of different players. But that being said, Austin understands the offense now. It's not turn around and trying to learn it all over again. That was a lot new at a really quick time for him in the spring. So being able to go through all summer, I think that's really prepared him well.
You said you were committed to playing Oregon State going forward. So is Rob. But naturally, it's become a little bit of a firing point the last 24 hours, Dan. When you say committed to playing home and home, you'd be open to playing there.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'd love to keep that rivalry going.